Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
Hello and welcome to My Hometown. I'm Bill Horan, along with my co-host, Nassau Community College student Mike DeMarco.
Today, we want to introduce to you a new business that opened in the summer of 2021 here on Long Island and learn what it was like to open a new business centered around food and hospitality in the middle of a pandemic.
That business is named the Irish Poet Restaurant Pub, located at 1891 Wantagh Avenue in Wantagh. And our guest today is one of the owners, Mike McNiff. Mike, welcome to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Doing well.
Mike, first of all, I love the name of your place, the Irish Poet Restaurant Bar. We talked about that obviously before the show. But being we mentioned pandemic, how are you and your family doing during this period?
You know, like everybody else, you go through struggles. You sit around at home during the beginning of the pandemic and people were losing their minds. Everybody was, out walking around and the sense of community was very, very good in Wantagh, where I live. But like everybody else, everybody has struggles. Being locked up, not working. A lot of things go on. You really value what life is about. Me, myself, I spent a lot of time down in Jones Beach walking around in the morning at the beginning of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And, it was good. It was good to clear the mind, clear the head. But, a lot of people had struggles. And fortunately, I didn't. But unfortunately, a lot of people did.
It sounds like you made it through pretty well, so that's what we're glad
trying.
To hear. We're glad to hear.
So, where does the name The Irish Poet come from? I know we were talking a little bit about it before, but who came up with it? A couple of us came up with it a few years ago, and a lot of my friends have places named after poets. A friend of mine, Johnny Murphy, has the James Joyce out in Patchogue. Mm-hmm. You have Kavanagh's in the city, Kinsella's down through the years, Yates Tavern. Where I grew up in a little town in the west of Ireland, there was Wiles, Oscar Wiles. And Oscar Wiles' father was from Castlereagh in County Roscommon, the town I grew up. So the bar scene and the pub scene down through the years, you have to have that catchy name. And I had to put in the Irish in front of it because we're kind of synonymous with, bars and restaurants. That's what we do for a living, unfortunately. But so we came up with that name.
I think it's a great name, but I want to know from you, who is your favorite Irish poet? My
favorite Irish poet would be Seamus Heaney.
Okay.
North was one of his places. I think he came out with that in 1975. He was from a place called Derry in the north of Ireland. Early on in his career, he talked about the struggles about growing up in rural Ireland, and then later on he talked about the Troubles, which was involved with the English and the Irish in the north of Ireland, and very well known. Recently died. And that was mine.
Okay, that's fair enough. Mike?
So tell us more about you. What is your history? Have you owned other businesses before this one?
I have not. My history is I grew up in the west of Ireland. I got involved in the bar scene as an early age. I was a member of a golf club, and on the weekends, my father or the manager of the golf club would have us cleaning up the bottles, the glasses, and that. I then started learning how to bartend. Then I came to America. I bartended in Manhattan for a while. And then I was the nighttime bartender in the Wantagh Inn in Wantagh for 24 years before I decided, hey, let's give it a go and open up something.
That's to have the courage to do that after 24 years, because you could probably just sit back and do your job, and you obviously did it well, and people liked you, and you did it for 24 years. But I think that takes a lot of courage to make that big jump.
Yeah, you can't be afraid. You got to give it a go. You can't be afraid. But the common denominator here is we live in America. And in America, if you work hard, you can do whatever you want.
And that's great to hear. Sadly, it's usually people from another country who say that compared to the people from here. But I guess that also makes sense.
Down through the years, what I've seen is it's an honor to live in America. It really is an honor to live and work in America. I think it's changed a little bit. People take things for granted. But people that have immigrated to America know how lucky we are. We're the lucky ones that got to live in America. We really are.
Yeah, that's true, and it's glad to hear people saying that. Now, I know you have two partners, so let's give them a little credit.
My first partner, Herbie Behan. I worked with Herbie for 16 years in the Wantagh Avenue. He ran the daytime management over there, and my other partner, Bill Brown. Bill and I worked back in the Wantagh Avenue from, I guess, 1997 to 2002 together. And lifelong friends. We decided we'd give it a go, and that's where we are.
I'm just wondering, did it come about one night, you're just sitting there or walking down the street and saying, let's open a restaurant, and then it developed? Or was one of them like the money person, one the skill person?
You know what it is? With Herbie, about 16 years ago, we said we'd do something together, and we always agreed we would. And, Bill has been my friend a long, long time. And we've talked sporadically over the years about, let's do something. And a couple of years ago, we were all out for dinner one night, and we decided we would. Myself and Bill decided we would, and we went ahead and did it. And then Herbie joined us, and that's where we are as of today.
No, it's a great story, but I think it's always so interesting how a business gets started and to have the courage to jump from whatever. Were they in the restaurant business? Or
yes. Every one of us has been in the restaurant business.
Oh, okay. So
yes.
you guys had experience.
Oh, absolutely.
So you know the ups and the downs.
Well, you know what? There is a lot of downs. There's some ups, but there is a lot of downs. We know what's the negatives and the positives. We're not afraid of it. You got to grab it and run with it.
Exactly. Well, no, you have a good philosophy. I think you enjoy it. And it sounds like you have the right partners, and
I definitely have the right partners.
Work together.
100%.
Would they say the same thing about you?
Yeah, they would.
Okay,
I guess they would. You know what? We balance each other out. We'd put it that way. I mightn't be as calm as them two guys, and
okay.
they're, I might be the bad cop, they might be the good cop.
Okay, no, that's good. I tried to trap him on that one, but he got around it. He got the winner answer.
Well, it seems like everyone keeps each other even.
Yes,
exactly.
Now, it's a huge success, and it's very impressive that you're able to actually open up a new bar in the middle of the pandemic. Now, what are some of the challenges that you faced while opening up the restaurant, or what did you have to do while running the bar and restaurant to coexist with the pandemic?
Well, I signed a lease in April just after the pandemic started. I might have been the only person in America to sign a lease during the middle of the pandemic, but people said I was crazy, but as I said earlier on, you got to give it a go. The problems we had were basically, filling out the forms and doing all the permits, because there was a lot of places closed down. And that took extra time than what we thought it would take. 2 weeks took 2 months. And then when we got into the guts of it, into the building of it, just the product, we could not get the product. You were told you're waiting 2 weeks for lumber, you're waiting a month. You were told you're waiting, 6 weeks for plumbing fixtures. We waited 2 months. There was stuff you just couldn't get at all. Even to this day, we still haven't got stuff we needed.
I think even now things are backed up.
They are. Oh, it's tremendous how things are backed up. It's little things is like 3 months ago, we ordered silverware, and they told us it was arriving the following week. And as of yesterday, we got an email saying it's going to arrive the last day of the year.
Oh, my God.
The last day of the year.
Happy New Year.
and I'll guarantee you, it ain't going to arrive then.
I have the solution. Lots of finger food. If you don't have silverware, you just have the little munchies and the hamburgers and things like that.
Just drink beer. Just drink beer, martinis, and wine. You don't eat food.
Liquid menu.
Mike, there's a solution for everything. And you can see we have the expert here, and he's telling us.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I might be a lot of things expert not.
Lots of finger food, so we know what to look for in there. I'm sorry I interrupted.
Oh, no, it's okay. Now, actually, like upon opening, was there anything that you had to do to make customers, let's say, feel comfortable during a pandemic setting?
You know what? There wasn't, because I kind of got very lucky with that. It's the regulations were mainly off when we opened. We opened the middle of July. And the separations were over by then. The county had just opened up the regulations, and people came. And yes, it's a big area. It's 4,700 square foot area. We have had people separate a lot. Mm-hmm. People are in there. People at the very beginning were separated a lot. But if it was a small bar, I think we would have struggled a lot more, yes.
You are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Mike DeMarco, along with Bill Horan, and today we are learning all about a new business that opened in the summer of 2021 called the Irish Poet Restaurant and Bar, located on Wantagh Avenue in Wantagh. And we're here to learn what it was like to open a new business in the middle of a pandemic with our guest, one of their owners, Mike McNiff. And Mike, also, I just want to, chime in too with that. I heard you had an interesting story about something going wrong on the first day when you were opening and involving computers. Is this true?
Oh, it is 100%. Yeah, we nowadays everyone's got a touchscreen computer and it goes right to the kitchen. Or you have a touchscreen, it goes right to the kitchen when ordering food. So day one, servers are all ordering food, run into the kitchen 20 minutes later, and nothing is in the kitchen, not one ticket printed, not a thing. So I called my IT guy. He came right away, jumped up into the ceiling, started running new wire. We ran wire. It took about 3.5 hours. One of the wires had been severed by a cable in the ceiling the morning that we opened. Ran the wire. As I say, it took 3 or 4 hours to run it. Literally 2 minutes after we rang the wire, the chef had moved the printer into the middle shelf so he could be at an eye view level, and he had put it under the heat lamp, burned the printer.
Oh my God.
So 4 hours of running wire, it ended in 20 seconds. We had to close everything up.
Oh my God. But what were you doing in the meantime? Did you have to write up orders by hand?
Writing up orders by hand, running crazy. Look at it. It's the restaurant business. When something goes wrong, everything goes wrong.
Yeah, of course.
It's Murphy's Law. Nothing will go wrong when it's a quiet night. It goes wrong when it's crazy.
Of course,
now
naturally.
It's McNiff's Law. Never mind.
McNiff's Law.
I don't know about that.
You see that on TV, and I think there was an old episode of Frasier where they got involved in the restaurant business and they fired the chefs and who would touch the fish in there and the eels. And you say, oh, it's good for a comedy, but it doesn't happen. But to you, it really happened.
It happened. It's the same when you're attending bar. You know what? You never break glass in the ice when it's quiet. You always do when it's a busy night.
It's a busy night and the things are a rush.
Yeah, it's never. The cooler never goes down when it's a quiet day. The cooler goes down when it's a busy night.
Now,
that's the truth.
Mike, I asked you because I think, the foodie of the group, and you can see by my weight, my partner
I'm not afraid of myself.
Is nice and skinny. But I always like to know what's the signature. If we come into the Irish Poet Bar, what should we look for? What's the dish we should try that's going to bring us back?
Our signature dish is the shepherd's pie. It's a great seller. Everybody has given us thumbs up on it. Our most popular dish is definitely the shepherd's pie is our signature. The build your own burger, pick your own burger. That's a great dish.
Anything that ends with burger, I like.
Burger and wings, you can't go wrong.
That gets me right away. But,
burger and wings, you can't go wrong.
And again, I'm talking to Mike McNiff on one side and Mike DeMarco on the other. Mike, what's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite? What?
Do you go for the big burger, the chicken wings, or the house specialty?
I tell you right now, fish tacos, avocado tacos, unbelievable.
All right, well, now you're having me sold with that. I love fish tacos. Like, I always go for them. I could eat them like it's a hot dog eating contest. Although I don't want to eat too many fish tacos like that, but yeah. That's where I stand.
Very popular as well. Tacos are very popular.
But if it has to go with burgers or chicken wings, my go-to is always burgers. I love that.
That's why we get along so well. See, everything ends with burger or burgers, plural.
So there you go. You know your customer base well. Burgers and chicken wings to start.
To start, correct.
Well, is it safe to say that you'll have some big celebrations around St. Patrick's Day with the name like Irish Poet Restaurant Bar?
It is. And around St. Patrick's Day, what we have got as well, there's a lot of marching bands. So I've known quite a few of the bands in that, and I expect we'd have a lot of celebrations coming up to it. Wantagh, I believe it's March 20th. We're having our parade, God willing. We had a parade a couple of years ago, and I believe it's the Sunday after St. Patrick's Day. The morning of St. Patrick's Day, it's one of them days. It's a great celebration. Mm-hmm. People turn out in droves. Of course, we'll just go with anything. We'll have fun. But yes, it's going to be a busy, busy week.
And I know a lot of places on Long Island also celebrate what's called Irish Day, which is almost like Long Islanders' own separate St. Patrick's Day because it's they can't get enough.
There's a lot of people that do the halfway to St. Patrick's Day, which is always generally the middle of September. And they call that Irish Day as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was for years and years down in Long Beach. It was the greatest parade.
Oh, wow. So they move it over there. I know my town, I grew up in Rockville Center, and I know what they have St. Patrick's Day, and directly after they have Irish Day. It's just the whole weekend.
Yeah.
It's a big celebration.
So that's basically what the Wantagh Parade will be. It will be Irish Day, and I believe it's the 20th of March to set it up for.
People can't wait. It's like Christmas. If you can't wait, you celebrate it in July, and then you celebrate it again in December. So why wait?
Why not?
Why restrict yourself to one day?
Yeah,
life should be a celebration.
Exactly.
When someone told me that about Long Beach with the Irish Day, I said, what's going on? Don't they understand it's in March and all that? And they clued me in. No, we just like to celebrate it again.
Yeah, any day in and away.
Any day it can be a celebration. So it's like the sentence that ends with burger. It's going to be good if that's there. Now, Mike, what kind of atmosphere? If someone goes in there, we hear a lot about sports bars. Is it a sports atmosphere?
You know what? It is poetry? A sports bar for Sunday football. Sunday football has been tremendous for us. We have 14 TVs in the main bar area and 6 in the banquet room. We have the NFL package. Every game is shown. We have a lot of groups that turn up to support different teams. It is very busy from 11:45 on Sunday morning till 7 p.m. Sunday night. Are we known for a sports bar? I guess we just opened. We don't know what we're known for right now. We do have the TVs. We do have the packages. Down the line, if the Mets ever get their act together, we'll try to get them, on board. Long Island, we have tremendous sports fans. We're just dying to one of our teams to win something.
Naturally,
that's what I think. Every time I listen to a sports show, I'm happy if we get through the first month of the season and we're at 500.
It hasn't
20
happened
wins,
in a while.
20, no, it hasn't. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it's just it's not happening.
I'm directing this to Mike DeMarco, but when I asked Mike about football, I'm thinking, how is he going to answer? Is it going to be NFL football or what the Irish call football, which is what we call soccer, right?
Oh, no. I've been living in America since 1990, and football is National Football League.
Okay. No, and that's good. Yeah. That's the way we see it. But again, if you're in the Irish Poet Bar, they might say, get a soccer game on.
My partner Herbie is a big soccer guy, and he has the games on in the morning for the people, and I've basically lost interest myself in soccer down through the years. I'm just one of them. I'm going to say it out loud. I'm a loser Jet fan.
Unfortunately, we all kind of follow with that, but we will have our day in the sun, so it's coming.
I tell you right now, I don't know. Is the Jets' day coming ever?
And we'll celebrate at the Irish Poet Bar.
I'd love to.
That's where we'll be. So,
so why'd you pick Wantagh as a location? Was this sort of a right open space at the right time, or did you have your eyes set on this area?
I've worked in Wantagh since 1996. I've lived in Wantagh since 1996. Okay. Wantagh is a tremendous town. We are very blessed with our guests, our patrons. I've had a big relationship with a lot of people down through the years. I love Wantagh. My mom and dad used to come out from Ireland, and they loved walking in Wantagh Woods, and then 10 minutes later I'd have them down at the beach, and I just couldn't believe the difference. I love Wantagh. My heart is in Wantagh. I always said I would never leave Wantagh if I opened a bar, and that's where we are,
I personally think it's a great area. I frequently go there to Wantagh Park, Cedar Creek Park. It's a great connector, to Jones Beach, Merrick, Belmore, tons of places, and it's a good place for business too.
Yeah, you know what it is as well? Mulcahy's tremendous concerts to bring a lot of people into town. As I say, I love Wantagh. It's a nice little quaint town. The Long Island Railroad is right there.
Yeah.
You can jump into the city anytime you want. You can run up 135 to play golf in Bethpage. It's really within 10 minutes of everything we have stuff.
Yeah. Well, it helps to have location, but also helps to have the charm of the business as well. Well, I just want to chime in and say that you are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Mike DeMarco, along with Bill Horan, and today we are learning all about a new business that opened up in the summer of 2021 called the Irish Poet Restaurant Bar, located in Wantagh Avenue in Wantagh. And we're here to learn what it's like to open a new business in the middle of a pandemic with our guest, one of their owners, Mike McNiff. Bill?
Mike, I have a question. I'm sitting here thinking, when I go into a restaurant, everything looks so easy because it's run well usually. And of course, like most people, I go in around dinner time or lunchtime. So things are up and running. They've already got some things hot and pre-made, etc. Can you take us through, though, what it's like for you as the owner? Because that's a different view that we never see kind of behind the curtain.
Well, behind the scenes in the bar and restaurant industry is probably about 80% of what makes us tick. In the mornings, my partner Herbie is the first guy in the building. He gets in around 7 a.m. every morning. We go through everything from the day before, try to get everything in order. Then I join him around 9 a.m. every morning. My general manager, Deirdre Mahoney, comes in then, and she runs the show. She goes through all the emails, goes through all the Yelps and all the reviews, and we try to respond to people in a positive way. And then, the guys in the kitchen come in, they start prepping, they start getting everything ready for the kitchen. We open up the bar at 11 a.m. The kitchen opens up at 12 a.m. or not 12 a.m. And we go from there. The servers come in an hour beforehand. They do all their prep for the restaurant. The bartenders normally get there 10:30, 10 a.m. in the morning, cut the fruit, get their bank ready, and then we open the doors and we hope people will come in.
I don't mean this as a joke, but do you almost have like a mental checklist that every day 4 things are going to go wrong? So George will call in, he's sick, and the ice machine didn't work, and the delivery of the ketchup didn't come in or something. Is there almost, what would you call it, like a business rule that at least 4 things will go wrong every day, so get ready for it?
Well, never expect everything to go right. Yeah, everything goes wrong. It does. And, staff gets sick. And that's life. You get sick, you stay at home. Something happens with your family, you stay at home. And nowadays with the pandemic, when we have stuff delivered, you're not getting everything that's on board. You're just not. You're lucky enough to get 60, 70% of the product. So you have to run to Restaurant Depot. You got to adapt. That's what we do. But yes, every morning there are going to be things that are wrong. 100%.
It sounds like you have a long day that we don't appreciate because we get there at lunch and everything is there, and the salt and the pepper and the hot dogs.
Look at it. There's an old saying: if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
That's true.
The people in the restaurant business, they're not doing it for the money and the glory. They're doing it because they love it, and we do love it. Even though you want to rip your hair out some days, but we're in it for a reason. We've been in it for a while, and. There's nothing better than this business. There's not. You get to meet everybody. You have lifelong friends, families that become real part of your life. The employees you hire. I hired guys 20 years ago that I talk to every week that have now young families that are coming into our place now. It's a special business. It really is.
And that says a lot about you as a special person, too, that you keep in touch with them and you stay with them.
You have to.
Well, a lot of people don't.
Yeah, but you have to. You have to say, hey, you call them, they call you. What's going on? How's life? You just have to.
No, it's a good business rule, and that's why you're a successful businessman, and the business runs so well.
Well, we're trying.
And it seems like you have a great cast of characters to keep this place afloat. Listen,
notice how he says that.
I love it.
And we hear about this hiring crisis where people aren't coming back to work after the pandemic. Have you experienced any hiring issues, or did you sort of have an assembled crew that you sort of went into the business with? No, we did not have a assembled crew.
We knew what we wanted. We laid out, the amount of servers we wanted, busboys, barback, security, bartenders. The problem we had is in the kitchen, and we're still having it. We can't get enough cooks. You can't get enough guys to do the prep, dishwashers, maintenance guys. You just can't. No matter what happens, it's not there. We don't know when that will end, but I talk to all my buddies in the restaurant industry, and we're on a daily, with each other. Hey, you got a guy for me? You got this one for me? Nobody has. We're just, everyone is struggling at the moment. We are struggling. We just need help. We need help to get them people in the kitchen.
Mike, I love the way Mike DeMarco asked that last question, he used the expression cast of characters.
It is.
We should talk at a radio station. The people we have around here, he has valued employees. We're the cast of characters.
Hey,
and the bunch of oddballs.
My buddy used to say, same circus, different clowns.
Well,
exactly.
I think we have the lead clowns in here. Let's put it that way. And I'm picking on myself and Mike here. It sounds like you have valued employees. So we shouldn't be talking about cast of characters when we were talking to you.
I tell you, I'm very, very honored the employees that we have.
I can tell you really like the people.
You know what it is? We have a lot of fun when the work is work. You know what? You put down your head and you run and they're screaming and shouting and it's mayhem. But at the end of your shift, you know what? It's done. Like as I say in the bar business, like as I worked with Herbie at night, we'd be packed, we'd be screaming. And we mightn't talk to each other for hours. And then 4 o'clock in the morning, we'd shake each other's hand, have a beer. It was all over and done with.
No, that's great. That's the right attitude. And that's, again, I think that's the key to your success. And you can't
take it personal. This business, you cannot take it personal. When you're screaming at each other, you cannot take it personal.
How has the community responded and the Chamber of Commerce? Have there been any events we should know about or,
The community in Wantagh alone has been unbelievable towards us. They have come out in a way that we only dreamed. The Chamber of Commerce in Wantagh over the last 5 years has developed into an absolute working machine. There's a couple of people that took it over 5 years ago and ran with it. And I think it's a great community. I think the Wantagh Chamber of Commerce do a tremendous job to try to get the community into different things. You know, we've that Winter Wonderland coming up. We have a lot of things coming up for Christmas. They're the ones that run the Irish Parade. The Wantagh Chamber of Commerce is a good spot. We're very, very lucky to be part of it.
No, it sounds like it. And again, like a good manager or a coach, it sounds like you have a good team. They have a good coach manager, being in you and your partners.
I'd say we have the best team.
And I think both sides know that and appreciate each other. And that's the feeling. And just from the expression on your face, I can see you enjoy what you do, which is the ultimate.
Yeah, you know, I do. I enjoy what I do. And as I say, I'm very, very blessed to have the team that we do have. I do hate when they call me the boss. I still regard myself as a bartender. And you know what? We have a tremendous. We work with each other. We don't work for each other. We work with each other.
No, that's just that expression says a lot about the teamwork you have, and I think that's why you're so successful.
Well, what is one thing you want our audience to remember when it comes to the Irish Poet Restaurant Bar?
I want them to come in. You know what? As we say, our logo is come in as a stranger and leave as a friend. We really want that to happen. We try our best to go around to every table. It's either Herbie, my partner, myself, Deirdre, my GM. We try to meet everybody. In this business, you try to remember everybody's name. If you can't remember their name, you got to remember their drink. If you can't remember their drink, you got to remember a story, something they said, and that's what you try to do. And that's kind of the essence of this business. You have to remember your patrons.
I think it's obviously a place I want to visit. I know my partner here, Mike, I think we may be coming in together.
Come on down. We're not afraid.
Maybe we'll come in disguise, but we want our audience to know we've been here today with Mike McNiff. He's one of the owners of the Irish Poet Restaurant Bar in Wantagh. Mike, we appreciate you being here today. Thank you.
Guys, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
I'm Bill Horan. I'm here with Mike DeMarco. We thank you for listening to this week's special edition of My Hometown.
We like to get your feedback on My Hometown. Send your comments to WHPC@ncc.edu. Nassau Community College, where success starts and continues. Till next time, this is Bill St. James. And remember, there's no town like your hometown.